Hey Queen, welcome to another episode of the Wealthy Woman podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Barr, aka the Femalepreneur Coach, and I am so excited to have you here for today's episode, which I'm going to keep quite short because it's very practical, tangible steps based on a client case study that I want you to go away and implement. So that's why I'm keeping it quite short today. So essentially, if you want to make 40K in 10 days without a sales page, email testimonials, or any social proof, like my client and I achieved recently, then obviously you're going to want to listen to this episode. So essentially, what we created was a mastermind offer. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of people out here creating mastermind offers because to them, that equals high ticket. It means that you can charge, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, up to like 50,000 pounds in revenue. But a mastermind is so much more than that. It is not just about the price point, because then what they're doing is running it like essentially a high ticket group coaching program. A mastermind community for me, I'm very old school. It's my masterminds are run in the same way as like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, where he talks about tapping into the collective mind. This is about cultivating an intimate community of people. So it needs to be your most premium offer because it's your closest proximity next to one, where everybody is values aligned. Everybody is bringing something to the table, and they aren't in that give me something mindset. They're no longer in that teach me something, tell me something, there's something missing. It's more, I just want to be in your energy, in your space. I want to continue to grow. I want to have proximity with you. I want to be inspired by the people around me. I want to make meaningful connections that are going to help my personal and business growth. And that for me is essentially what a mastermind is. So when I first started working with my client, they were completely new to coaching. They had been doing their thing. They were property experts. They utilized lots of different strategies. They'd had investors that work with them, and they had people that work with them on a one-to-one basis as like mentees, they called them, where they could kind of be coached and mentored by them to build their own property portfolios. But they had no one-to-many model. And when we talked about who is it that's currently in your audience, what do we need to do? What do we need to create that is going to serve them best? Because they were continually getting asked for people that wanted to be in their world, that wanted to be closer to them, but they couldn't take on any more one-to-one clients because they were also juggling lots of big projects, which is obviously high investment, high profit. So it didn't make sense that they would be doing one-to-one any longer. But then equally, because of their expertise, because of their audience, because of their connections, it also didn't make sense that they would be offering a group coaching program where it's like, we're just going to teach you a strategy, because that wouldn't be the best use and time of their energy or tapping into what they had as a resource, which was essentially this high net worth community of contacts, the little black book of contacts, that if other people in the property world could tap into the people that they knew and could equally have access to each other, then it would 10x their property growth. So we essentially decided that a mastermind was the best possible offer to launch as a first offer to their community, because like I say, they already had all of these different fabulous people from different parts of the property world know them and know them very well, but they didn't know each other. And if they only did, then they could really like 10x their growth. So and equally, they didn't necessarily need like strategy. They didn't need strategic. They might, need some tweaks and some access to contacts and, first look on deals and all of those things. But they didn't necessarily need like, tell me how to flip a property, because they'd already done some for themselves. They already had a basic understanding. So we started with the mastermind model because that's what made the most sense. And then once we had decided that that was the best offer, and that might not be the best offer for you straight out the gate, it might be that you need to graduate a little bit and you need to offer the group coaching programs and build up your audience of people that come to you as the expert to be delivered value. But then at the end of that program, what's next for them? If they've already got a baseline understanding of everything that they need to know because they've already been through your programs, where else are you sending them? So this is where a mastermind could be an excellent higher ticket addition to your offer suite. So essentially that's what we decided. Then what we needed to do was essentially like really get a rock solid vision for what that mastermind was going to look like. What were the values of the community? Who were the ideal clients that were going to be in there? What were the people, who was going to benefit from it most by being in that room and at that table with that community of people? What would each of them bring to the table as respective experts or whatever in their fields? And then how would that work? What would the value delivery be for the people that are in that? So for us, we recognize that, as I said, there's opportunities there for those people to 10x their business if only they knew each other. So we want first access to deals. We want networking and collaborating. We want a values and a community where everybody is actively supporting each other's growth and sharing contacts and resources and deals. But equally, there's an element of personal growth for those people as well. Maybe they're solopreneurs and they're off doing their own thing and they're, somewhat successful in their own right, but they're lacking community and they want to, have some personal growth also. So we kind of ticked all the boxes and thought, what would be amazing to deliver in this offer? Why would this be a game changer for those people? Why would it be a no-brainer to be in there? So we also added some in-person elements because we recognize that these people are super busy. They don't have time to work on their businesses. They're just so in the trenches and doing the damn thing day in, day out that do they ever really get a chance to lift their head up and really realign their business and their visions, set their goals for the year ahead. So no, they probably didn't. Would they do that on a Zoom call? Not necessarily. So how do we overcome that? Okay, so my client actually had access because they were a property investor to a beautiful retreat venue that was actually one of their properties. So let's invite everybody there. Let's get everybody into a room. Let's get, a couple of days of education, inspiration, realignment, re-energizing, refocusing. And really, that's where the value is, being the CEO of your business and getting that opportunity to work on it rather than in it. So we decided on the experiences that we wanted to create, who it was for, what they were going to get from it, what were the values of the community. So we had a really solid offer and a concept that my clients could essentially reel off the top of their heads because that's such a clear vision. Then it was a case of introducing this to, well, first of all, actually, the most overlooked sales strategy is personal invitation. So first of all, they wrote down their dream 20. Who would they want? Ideally, if everybody was a yes, who would they love to be in that community and at that table? And then they just basically made invitations to those people and said, hey, no more complicated than this, with a voice note. Hey, hope you're well. Just checking in, just to let you know, I'm about to launch this incredible mastermind community. It's going to be this. It's for this person. This is what you can expect. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? Because I would really love you to be as part of that community. And that probably filled 90% of the spots, because there's nothing like being tapped on the shoulder and informed by somebody else that, hey, I see you and I see the value that you bring to the table, and I would love you to sit at my table so that I can not only support your growth, but so that you can support the growth of the other community members who are also going to be super values aligned as well. So most of the initial sales, pre-sales, came through from invitations. And like I say, that was really intentionally deciding on who that you want. And you might already have this with past clients, one-to-one clients, group clients, people that you really resonated with, people that had incredible results but maybe still had more to give. Who are those people in your world or in your audience that you would love to be at that table? And you just know they would be your dream client. They would be amazing to have as part of that community. And that's definitely how I filled my first round of my mastermind. It was looking at all of my clients and just thinking, oh my God, I'm obsessed with her. I love her. She would be lovely. She needs to meet this one. And just literally, I always joke with masterminds, it's like assembling the Avengers. And that's how it felt. So obviously, once they'd done that, it was then, and exhausted all of their personal invitations, it was then introducing it to their audience on their socials. And they already had, here's the thing, they already had a good amount of authority and expertise and a good reputation within their industry. Their results spoke for themselves. They had people that were willing to invest and send them money online because of their reputation that they'd gotten from the property space. So they already had a lot of credibility and know, like, and trust factor with their audience. But it was then almost like just being really clear and intentional and pre-qualifying their audience. So this isn't for anybody that can afford it. This is for the people that we really identifying gaps in the community, or we really appreciate and respect what you're doing, and we think and we know that you are values aligned, that you will be supporting others, and that you would make a great addition to the team. We want you. And they were so clear on their socials. And that's what kind of picked up the last few signups for their mastermind. And that was without anything, any email list to email out to or nurture or build up, without a launch, without a sales page even. This was all off the back of voice notes in the DMs, just explaining the intention and the vision for this community, and then obviously the payment options and what that looked like. And essentially like just followed up with an email for anybody that was interested, where it was like, yep, these are the details. If that sounds good to you, these are the payment options. If you want to jump on a call and have a bit more of a chat, not a problem. But we equally priced it at a no-brainer price point, because it was the first round and it was a nice soft beta launch. And obviously with the intention that when we eventually did a bigger launch, they would have like just incredible people that they know would get involved, that could then give them the reviews and the testimonials and the results that they could then leverage on a bigger launch when they needed to expand that out to a colder audience. But it really was just the most easiest launch ever. I've done this many times with clients, especially when they're beta launching a program and they don't have all of that social proof and testimonials and this and that. When it is just literally a thought in their head and a concept, you can sell from that without a doubt. And it's just about getting clear on all of the things that I've mentioned. So why is it that offer? Who is it for? Why is now the perfect time? Like, how is this going to benefit them? And just being really clear on, if somebody was to present an opportunity to you, what would you need to know in order to feel good about that opportunity? We definitely want to know that it's definitely for you, and that they've considered that it's for you, and they're not just selling to everybody, because they understand your needs, that it's going to give you value, and that it's going to deliver the experiences that you want, even if you don't know what those are right now. So those were the steps that I took my clients through. And essentially through those voice notes alone, we generated over 40K in income, in sales for that mastermind within literally 10 days. And that was honestly one of the most powerful launches. But I've done this with low ticket memberships, where we've had nearly 6-figure launches on low ticket memberships at £100 a month, again with none of the things, when it was a completely brand new venture and it was just a concept. It is so easy to do that when you are crystal clear on the things that I've mentioned. So I hope that you've enjoyed this episode and you've maybe taken some takeaways. If you want to dive deeper into then how you actually then create that mastermind offer and get it all ready, deliver it, and all the things, then I'm offering a free masterclass next Monday. So Monday, the 9th of September, where I will be taking you through all of the steps to create, market, launch, sell, deliver a really unique and highly desirable mastermind offer for your audience. It's completely free, and I would love to see you there. I'll pop the link in the podcast show notes. Please save your seat and let me know that you're coming. But equally, if you listen to this episode after that date, there will be a replay available. So just reach out and get your access to that also. Because for me, masterminds are such powerful communities when they're done right. When they are sold as high ticket group coaching programs and just given a premium price tag to justify the mastermind label, to me, that's such a wasted opportunity, because I really believe in the old school concept of a mastermind, like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, about tapping into the collective mind. And as one person, we are super strong and perfectly capable. But when you have like that energy and power of like multiple people working with shared values on the same goals, that's when you're unstoppable. That's when your true potential and power and creative energy is fully unleashed. And that's my intention for any mastermind community that I create. It's like everybody wins by being part of this community, energetically, strategically, practically, financially, emotionally. It's got to be a win-win all round. And that's what I want you guys to cultivate for yourself. So if that sounds interesting, join me for my free masterclass on Monday, the 9th of September. I cannot wait to see you there.